Welcome to the Music is Remedy podcast with me, Ash Remedy Roy, the founder of Music is Remedy. Music is Remedy is a platform for emerging artists in the UK scene, be it hip hop, soul, spoken word. If it's good music and we like it, we for over the last 10 years have been supporting it through our live events, website and podcasts. On every episode of the Music is Remedy podcast, we'll be speaking to different artists, promoters, managers, just people from the music industry that we respect and we love and feel like they've got a story that we need to pass on to you. There'll be tips, there'll be advice, there'll be funny stories, there'll be emotional moments, but most importantly, there'll be motivation and inspiration for you to keep pushing on and succeed in one, with your music career if that's what you do, or two, if you're a fan and just love that artist, falling in love with them more and becoming a part of their tribe. So, thank you for joining us and please listen on and enjoy. So for this first episode, we sat down and had a chat with West London's finest rapper, producer, songwriter, entrepreneur extraordinaire, Incisive. We had so much to talk about. We went through his journey, his experiences, how he uses the music video to promote his art and his messages. We talked about live performance and working with a band and why he plays the game the way he plays it and how he looks at it all. Lots of insightful stuff, some real life stuff as well, talking about fatherhood, talking about your responsibilities in life and how it affects the game and how you play it. Really, really good stuff. If you're a fan of his, then I know you're going to enjoy it. And if you're just, again, an artist on the come up, great stuff for you. So if you're feeling it when you get to the end, please share this with a friend, take a screenshot, however you're listening to it, like it, retweet it, and do subscribe to us because there's going to be more great content just like this. Anyway, that's enough of this. Here is Incisive.
Music is Remedy.
Yeah, especially you. Like, you've done so much. It's crazy.
It doesn't feel like it sometimes.
But,
it
like...
doesn't even feel like it sometimes. It's crazy.
I was going through the videos last night.
Oh,
and
the videos,
just,
there's a lot of videos.
even like the progression from the videos, you know, to see where you come from. And even at the start, there was always like a polished quality.
Yeah.
But there even with you and Shaka and this groove to push.
Yeah, the difference.
There's a difference in quality.
Yeah.
They're both great, but there is progression that is clear to see. And not everyone does that. Actually, that's probably a good place to start, like videos. So I was having a chat with another artist about this, and someone else who kind of regularly puts out her music, but also invests in videos and still believes in videos.
Yeah.
And getting it out there, even though, you know, her friends and fans might not share the video, it might not get the views, it might not, and let's face it, like music television now is not what it was. Like, again, even the only music channel that's on Freeview is out here showing Charmed, and they're not pushing out music videos.
I don't even know
not
if I
there.
watch music channels anymore. I don't even know if that's a thing. Is that still even a thing?
I don't think so. Because I think it's just because
my videos to TV for years. Like, it's just not even a thing anymore.
It's just it's everything's on YouTube, and I would imagine the industry has understood that, and that, you know, they'll have a place for it and have a place for music videos at the top end level.
Yeah.
But even then, like New Year's Eve was like we decided to put on some videos just to see what was going on. I was like, rah, I've heard that song a lot, but I've never seen that video.
Yeah. You just put on YouTube. That's what kids do now. They just, like, university kids and all that. And I didn't even realise there's that whole culture of just putting, like, what we did, just chilling watching YouTube. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we used to sit down and watch on Channel U and watch the box. Now they're just sitting and watching YouTube and that.
Which is mad.
It's actually a thing. It's all changed. But yeah, videos. So what?
So why do you kind of still like insist on making sure that there's a video for each song that you've been putting out?
I do a lot of videos. I think I love. It's almost like a nerdy obsession with videos. I love I've always been lower budget than creativity in my videos. That's what I always try and do. And I always love, like, I'll be watching a TV show and I love, like, little camera tricks they'll do, or like clever stuff they'll do with the camera. I'm a big fan of that. Like, I don't know if you watch Mr. Robot.
No.
Oh my
I haven't
god!
seen
There's
it.
there's an episode of Mr. Robot where they don't do the whole episode 45 minutes in one take, basically.
Wow. In one take.
I mean, I'm sure it wasn't one take.
Yeah.
There are really clever stuff, but it's, as far as the viewer is concerned, it's one take. And I love that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? I love that kind of stuff. Or just like little subtle things a director would do, or the camera guy just does. Like, I really appreciate that. And I think it's nice to just have that accompanying your music sometimes. It just gives it a different aspect. It's another bullet out of the chamber. So if you're looking at a music release as like a gun with bullets, and you shoot it out first, you know, you send out the promo, that's your first bullet, and then the song's out, that's your second bullet, and then you could go and do performances, that's another bullet, or a music video is another bullet, do you know what I mean? Like, it's another way of keeping the motion almost of your release going. But I mean, there's other ways of doing it, but I just really, really like doing it, to be honest. At this point, it's just beyond. It's a good thing and a bad thing, but I feel like I'm so beyond caring about the external world.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've got a good life outside music. I could not do music. Some of these younger kids are doing music because that's the only thing they've got hope in doing. Like, outside music, I'm good, for real, and it doesn't matter. Like, I really just love doing music still, so I'll still record and put out songs, even though I might not get, even though I don't get like the million views or the 100,000 sound on the Spotify plays. But I just really love doing it, and I think I really love doing videos as well. As long as it's within my control. I don't like doing videos with other people, I've realised as well.
So how much do you actually kind of take on when you're doing a video?
Mostly, at best, we'll just get a camera guy.
Okay.
And then I'll take on the rest, which isn't great sometimes, because again, it slows down from the creativity and productivity of the music.
So does that mean, like, you will shoot a shot and then you will stop and then you will go back around, watch those shots and reshoot? Will you have someone kind of...
No. When it comes to, like, I've just come from that camp of just being as efficient as possible when the paid for stuff is in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go for a paid studio, that's not my own home setup studio, we're going with the song recorded, everything done, just give them a bounce of the beat, and then we just record and go home and mix it. Like, we're doing as efficient as possible with the time. And so if we're shooting and they've hired the red camera or something, I don't need to watch playback. Like, I know what's going on. If in my head that we need to do it again, we can do it again. I don't need to watch playback while we're wasting those extra 5 minutes for playback. So no, it's not that. But in terms of, like, so I'll bounce, me and my manager will bounce off, like, ideas of, like, what the video will be about. We'll storyboard it, do all that kind of stuff. So by the time it's the day, we've communicated this hopefully to the camera guy who was on set, and my manager might take director thing, but I know in my head what should be happening. Even, like, I might even come to the video with a shot list. I'm coming with a shot list, and I'm coming with a MacBook and a hard drive, because I'm taking the footage on set. I mean, that's a lesson I learned a long time ago. When you shoot a music video, you don't realise you're paying for nothing but the music video, the footage. Mm-hmm. You don't get anything tangible, anything you can hold. You just got the footage. So if the director loses that, or the camera guy loses that, you're lost. And I've had that before.
Wow.
Where he's gone missing. It wasn't lost in the end, because luckily I had the footage, but he's gone missing with the edit, and then it was like, well, I'm lucky I had the footage. But if somebody loses your footage, you always got to think about that.
Yeah.
So I go on, and I sometimes it could take hours with, like, 4K videos. It could take hours to copy the stuff, but I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go. Sit down and copy the stuff. No one's going home until I got my stuff. Until I got the footage. And then, now I'll edit it as well. Because I know what it's meant to look like.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's...
And how easy is it for you to have that vision in your head, and then for you to actually get it on that computer screen?
For me, I don't think there's been a vision in my head that I haven't been able to execute.
Amazing.
Luckily. But that's because I'm quite about technology and all that stuff. So I'll research everything I want to do before. Like there was a time I wanted to replicate the Michael Jackson black and white video.
I saw that.
Yeah. And you know, like at the end of the video where he's got his head up and left and
you're
right,
swapping the characters.
All the celebrities change
that looked really
faces,
good.
And my manager was like, "How are you gonna do that? Like that was a Michael Jackson video. How are we gonna do that?" And before we shot it, I just figured out, like I just filmed myself doing head up right, head up left, and then until I got the morph right, where the morph was actually like the Michael Jackson morph, we didn't shoot it. And then when I got it right, I was like, "Yep, I know exactly how to do it."
Amazing.
And then if you watch the video, I'd like to think the morph.
No, the morph's good.
the
morph's good, and I know what it's referencing as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, most of the time we can execute it. It might take a while to figure it out. That's the only issue though, because even with the morph, I had to learn how to morph. I had to learn a whole new program. I had to learn the new workflow of how we're gonna shoot it and how we're gonna edit it in this program to morph it and then put it back into Adobe Premiere. I've got to learn all of that and put the music down, basically. But I loved it. I love it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's the drive come to do all of that, or to want to do all of that, and not just say, "Hey, this is your thing. You go do your thing. I'm the producer. I'm the rapper."
The thing is, if somebody else could do that to my specification and to my timing, those are the two things. I don't like people working on my stuff if they can't do it as good as I can do it. And I can do most things multimedia wise quite well. So for me to trust you to do it instead of me, and not only to do it as good as me and better, you got to do it as quick as I will do as better. That's a really hard challenge because nobody will work on your stuff as hard as you're working your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Does that then take you away from other things you could be doing?
It takes me away from the music.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That takes me away from the music a lot. I could be sitting there for 2 weeks editing my video when I could be recording new songs. You know what I mean? So I'm aware of that, and I try and let go. But I mean, if it's not going to get done as quick and as good as I'm going to do it, some people might do it as good, but they might take 2 months. Who's got time for that?
Yeah, no.
I just don't want that. So it's difficult. At some point, you do have to let go, but that comes with, in order to find somebody as good and as quick as you have to have the money to pay them that. And it's difficult enough finding somebody as good and better, but then also for them to dedicate that time, it literally has to be like that's the only project they're working on. Because if I'm doing it, that's going to be the only project I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on it all night. I'm not putting it down to work on my other client's project.
Yeah.
It's a difficult battle. Money talks, but I ain't got that much money to pay someone to drop all your clients and just do my thing until it's done. And if I can do it, unfortunately, it's a gift and a curse. Unfortunately, I can do it. Or I can learn how to do it quite quickly.
And do you think that's like a specific skill set that you have that most others don't, or that like any artist could kind of, if they really kind of put their head down and got stuck in?
I don't know.
Or do you need to be a bit of a techie? And
I think you
needed to have been a techie in college.
Outside music, I'm a techie. Outside music, I run an IT company.
Right.
So it's that level of techie. But even that aside, like I've always just been multimedia from the start anyway. I've always been on it early. And I think you have to have a passion for it as well. Because anyone can learn it. Everyone can learn something they put their mind to. But some people just don't want to. They just don't care about it that much. They just don't love it that much to want to learn it like that. And I think that's the difference. I want to and love it. And so I will.
Nice.
I think that's the difference. I think, like, I always tell people, you can record yourself, you can mix your own stuff, but some people don't care about the frequencies and changing, balancing the kick with the sub, and like, they don't care. They just want to record. They don't care about that stuff. Like, and that's cool. But for some reason, I care, and not that they don't care about how their music sounds. They don't care to learn it themselves, is what I mean. But I like that kind of stuff.
Part of what makes you.
Part of, but I know it's a gift and a curse, I think.
We've all got them.
Yeah.
We've all got them.
It's a gift and a curse. It takes away from a lot of the time. Like, I make my own artwork. I'll mix the songs, and then I'm going back and forth with the guy mastering the record, going back and forth like, why don't we try this? Really, I should just be quiet, just recording, just writing, basically. As a rapper, I should just be writing.
But you still get all of that done, though?
Not as much as I could.
Yeah.
I still try and have a good output, but not half as much as I could. If I just was able to just focus on rapping, just rapping, I think I'd be better than I am. I know I would be. Not to say I'm not good, but I feel like I'd be better because, you know, even when I went to studio a couple of days ago, and the first thing I'm doing when I'm making a new beat. I shouldn't have to make a new beat for myself. You know what I mean? If someone sent me a beat, as soon as I get that, I can be writing and writing. But I'm making a new beat. Then I get tired and I'm like, oh, I just want to write. So I start writing to a half-done beat. Then I'm like, nah, it needs to progress now. So I've gone back to producing again. You know what I mean? It's like a battle and I love it. And sometimes, you know, I do work with other producers, but sometimes if the other producer isn't around or if they haven't sent me a new beat, I'm not one to sit around for anybody. So, again, it gives you freedom of movement, but it also takes away from your time in one place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you class yourself as a jack of all trades and a master of none?
That's the thing, nah. I wouldn't. In my title, I mean, I'd say a record's produced by me just because I've spent so much time. I'm going to take that. But I wouldn't say I'm a producer.
Really?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a producer, no. I wouldn't say I'm a video director. Nah. I wouldn't say I'm a video edit. I can video edit. I can direct. I'm not a director. I'm not a video editor. I can produce because I have to. It's a, you know what I mean? I need to.
But you are a rapper.
But I am a rapper.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Well, that works.
That's all I am. That's the only title I give myself. Even saying that is just like, it makes me remember that I am, to be honest. Because I'm like, you get taken away from it so much. Yeah, it's good to remember that, what you are. And there's a difference between what you are and what you do. You know what I mean? People do stuff to get by. People are what they are. But
you do it well. And it sounds like that's a lot of your makeup anyway, is to be able to do all of those things and to have a handle on what's happening and how it's coming together, because like you said, no one's going to give it the love.
I think it's just, I think it's luck that I'm able to learn these things, but I think it's just down to being a control freak and just being a really, I like being in control of my own path and movement again, yeah. Like, even like, to the point where I drive everywhere. I don't like going somewhere with somebody else driving, and when I want to go home, I gotta be like, we're going home now. And I can't drive home myself right at that moment that I decide to go home. Yeah. I gotta wait for you. I don't even like being able to call an Uber. I'm waiting for the Uber. I want to go when I want to go. Like, I want to go. So I drive everywhere. I need that level of control in my life. I'm driving, bro. Like, who's going? I'm driving.
Done.
When I'm going, I'm going. Oh yeah, I'm gone. Gone.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
That works still. Video, like, I listened to the Progress. The song Progress? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I listened to Progress. I thought, wicked tune. Da-da-da-da-da. And then I watched the video.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise that there was this whole other message in that song that I had completely missed by not watching that video. And it was, what made you kind of put that out there? I mean, explain for everyone as well. If they haven't watched the video, do watch it. But what made, just tell us about the video and why you put that clip in there.
So the video starts as like a normal like narrative of like a guy just going to a chicken shop, he's getting chicken. And then, what's the line? There's a line in it talking about randomly stopping and searching me, can you relate? And then it cuts to an actual real occasion when I was stopped by police. And I managed to get the body cam footage of one of the officers. So it's the whole encounter of what happens basically, and the guy's just, I mean, it's just one of those stop and searches. Well, he didn't search, but it's one of those he stopped me in my car for no reason, and then he just asking me really silly questions, and you could just see the whole encounter is just so ridiculous by the end, and it's just about that randomly stopping his search, and that tends to happen to me.
Well, not just you.
Do you know what the thing is though? Like, I don't know anybody, black, white, anything. I don't know anybody who has been stopped as much as I've been stopped. It's like crazy. It's crazy. So I know like it's beyond just me being black, because I know like most black boys I know are not stopped like I'm stopped. Like not. There was a point. What was it, like 2000? I get my A3. 2005. I had like a little A3 T plate. I got stopped 36 times in 3 months. In 3 months. In 3 months, and that was the point. Like I had to go to the state. Like my mum was like, "What's going on?" And we went to the police station to we had to complain basically because it was crazy.
That's mad.
In 3 months, that's what I'm saying. Like most people don't.
No, that's some next level.
Yeah, and bearing in mind, I have not got a criminal record. My DBS is clean. Like
which they should be able to see once they pull up the plate.
Yeah. But so yeah, I get stopped, and since then, like it stopped for like 8 months. But I mean, I get stopped. I get stopped all the time. If you roll with me at some point, you're gonna get stopped with me, basically.
Wow.
All the time. So this was just another occasion when I got stopped. And then it was so funny because I was coming back from the J. Cole concert at the O2. And on the stage, J. Cole, he stops the music at some point and he plays, he's got a tune called The Neighbors Think I'm Selling Dope. And in the concert, he plays footage of when the, I don't know if FBI or ATF, they raid his house. This is real footage, CCTV from his house. And they raid his house, like 20 of them, in with guns, bulletproof, everything, kick down the door, and they raid his house basically because the neighbours have complained that he's a drug dealer because he just moved into this community, this white community, and they don't know he's a rapper, and he's just in there all the time with a lot of people coming to his house. So they've kicked off the door and they've gone in the house, and he's played this footage of the CCTV.
Mad.
And it's just as ridiculous. In the end, one guy kicks the door open, and he thinks he's going to get into another room, and he jumps out, and he ends up in the garden on the floor, basically. It's ridiculous. And then, J. Cole performs, and I was just thinking, man, that's bad. That's like my life. And then that same night when I drove home, I got stopped by these police officers, and it was like one of these meat wagon vans they've driven past, and they stopped and they turned around and just followed me. And at the time, I had what car did I have? It was a nice car. I had like a nice car. But they turned around straight away, came back, and when they got out, there was like about 14 of them, like full van and a car. 14 of them just all surrounding it. And this guy, you can see in the video exactly the count. So when it finished, and I've seen them all got body cameras on, I went home that same night and I just researched it. Again, this is just what I would do. I researched all, like what rights I've got to the footage and how to get this footage and blah, blah, blah. I've sent emails, sent out application forms, sent more emails, and I managed to get the footage on a CD basically. But funnily enough, when they've sent me a letter acknowledging my request for this footage, they sent me a letter. I've opened the letter and said, yeah, we've got your request and we're going to process your request to get the footage if it's within your rights. I've opened another letter from the police and it said, bear in mind this is like November, it said I went through a red light in August and I can either pay get 6 points in your license or do the road speed awareness course. And I thought, wow, I've poked the nest. This was the same batch of letters that I picked up from the post in my house. For wow, I poked the nest, boy. The day I've requested this footage, they've sent back this from something like 4 months ago or something. And I know I didn't go through this light, but I didn't even contest it. I just went to go do the course. And then I just kept the footage. I didn't touch the footage for about a year. And Progress came out a year later.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I get stopped a lot. To this day, I don't know why. I think I'm just like the statistic. I am the statistic. It's
That's
insane.
crazy.
So yeah, I got the footage. I'll do it again. If it happens again, I haven't been stopped since then. No, I haven't been stopped since then. It's an achievement. I had a new car 6 months ago, and this is the first time I've been stopped in 6 months.
I don't know, maybe your protest did something.
Maybe I'm what?
Maybe your protest did something. Maybe
No,
you got following those lines.
It happens. I think I'll be stopped in the next like couple months.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And I know people listening might think, oh, what's he doing to look like I drive normal? I have to, because I have to not have them have a reason once they do stop me. I can't let them be like, you were driving like this, or you were playing your music loud, or you didn't have your seatbelt on, or you were. So I'm normal in the car, always seatbelt on, upright. But yeah, I'll give it another 2 months. I'll have another stop and account report.
That's sad.
Yeah, I mean, through my music, if you listen to my music, I do talk about it in quite a few songs here and there, but I guess the progress video did highlight it a lot because I had the actual footage for you to watch.
Yeah, no, because I was like, why is it this long? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, but I think something like that is another reason why I think the video still has life. There's still purpose for it, because, like I said, listening to the track on its own, you missed a whole other message that's in there, which you were able to like fully articulate and show in the video. And like I said, if people haven't watched it, you need to watch it. Yeah. Like it's serious, and it's a strong way of how to deal with that situation. Because I thought you handled it really well when you were talking about the language, and you know, and you could see the guy just getting more wound up and more wound up and more wound up.
Yeah. I mean, I've had experience. I've had the experience to deal with that.
Yeah.
And luckily the knowledge to know how to deal with it, I guess.
Mad. But yes, videos. I think there's still a place for them. I'm glad you're still making them. It's part of your
It's so funny though, because although I feel like my videos are more creative than most, they get less views than the less creative videos. But
yeah, but that's not what that's about.
What do you mean?
That's about the game and about
definitely.
Like
definitely.
That's how hot is your profile? And how many people are reaching out to you and how many people are sharing it and so forth.
Definitely.
That's where that all comes from.
Yeah.
It's not about the quality.
Not at all.
Which again, you've been in the game long enough to know.
Yeah, but there was a point I did actually just think, I'm not going to do no more videos. Like there was a point I was doing a lot more videos than I'm doing now.
Yeah.
There was a year I released I think it was a video every 2 months. And it was like a full blown video. Like my last video I shot on an iPhone. But I wanted to shoot on an iPhone just to see if I could shoot on an iPhone.
And you did?
Yeah.
Works. Looks good.
Yeah, thank you. I think it looks good. What song is it? Supernova, that's right, yeah. But yeah, there was a point, and that was that year as well. We were sending it to fast tracks for TV and all this. You know, we spent a lot of money on videos, and then it was still it didn't fall on deaf ears, but it didn't fall on as many ears as I would have wanted to at that time. At that time, I think I was more focused on that. And then there was a year I probably only done 1 or 2 videos because I was just tired of it all. I was always doing videos. And then I just found the love again. I think that's what's necessary sometimes. Sometimes you have to realize what you're doing and why. You know what I mean? And I realized I'm doing it because I like to do it. So I just went back to doing it.
Yeah. I think because I am from that era where you were watching the box and you were consuming music videos, and that was another way of consuming music. I think I appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
Than most. But who knows? So, video's a big part of you.
Definitely.
Just kind of going back to basics, because we kind of talked about it a little bit anyway. What made you said already? I do this video editing. Yeah, I do it, but I'm not a producer. I am a rapper. When did that penny drop for you? When you kind of first starting out. So you've spoken before about your brother running the studio at your local youth centre.
Yeah.
When did you first kind of get that feel that I'm a rapper, I'm about this? Or did it take kind of years for it to kind of fully lock in?
I think that's how it started. Even before my brother was working in the youth centre where there was a studio, he used to have like a setup. I don't know why though. I don't know why he had this setup. But he had like an Atari. Those days, instead of a Mac, you would have an Atari setup. And he was producing at the time. And my big cousin used to come to my house and rap because he was rapping anyway. I feel like he was ahead of his time at that point. And so yeah, he'd be rapping. He could freestyle, you know, like for 45 minutes non-stop, and we record it on the D90 tapes and stuff. And I used to watch. And then at some point, you know, you pick up the microphone and you got your little raps that you've written secretly. You're like, when you got raps, yeah.
And you didn't get brushed down, no? They kind of...
They encourage you. So I think it was then. So I started off as a rapper, and I was just trying to be like my big cousin, I guess. And you write more, you just carry on. So it was from then. I must have been like 10, 11, no, like, 9, 10, early.
Right. And no one else in the family done any kind of performing or anything like that? Like...
Nah, my brother and my big cousin, and that was it. But my big cousin, like, he had like, it was crazy. They had like he used to go to the studio, and this is in the time when like people didn't really have home setups. You know what I mean? If you go studio, that's like rare. You go in the studio. He used to go to the studio. He used to have like a crew that used to rap with sort of like Wu-Tang sort of thing, and bring tapes. And we used to listen, thinking, wow, this is crazy. Like, I still listen to that stuff now.
Amazing.
It's like that, and so I think it was a different time. So even just seeing that, I think, was a big inspiration, because if you're rapping at that time, especially like in the UK, I feel like at the time when he was rapping, people were like jungle MCs and stuff. People weren't really rapping like that, and that's the era I started rapping in.
What was your inspiration? Because again, that time. So what we're talking mid-90s,
93,
right? So there's no UK rap scene really.
No.
It probably took another couple of years before you had Black Twang and 57th Dynasty and all them guys kind of coming through. So there's no UK equivalent to really look up to.
My cousin was.
Your cousin was.
My cousin was the UK equivalent to look up to. It was. I mean, I need to play you some of this stuff. Like him and his crew. Like, and he was like the first rapper I heard rapping with an English accent as well. And I was like, wow.
So that's the other thing. So I remember, like, again, donning the mic from time to time.
Yeah.
And because my influences were all American, you end up rapping with this American twang.
100%.
And you can't. It's not even about you not embracing your Britishness and Englishness. It's just
you didn't hear that.
This is you're modelling what you've
what
you've heard and you've seen, and it was just natural. Whereas now that'd be crazy.
Counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he the early days he would rap with American accent, because again that's where all the influence was, and I was influenced by him, and Snoop Dogg was like my favorite rapper. So I used to rap about 6 foes and smoking Indo, and I didn't know what it was. And I used to have a heavy American accent as well, but then at some point he changed and he was rapping in an English accent, and I was thinking, my cousin that is, and I was like, yeah, that's the one. So yeah, even though there wasn't that big scene, or even if there was that UK scene, I don't want to disrespect any other UK artists that might have been about at the time. We didn't catch it. There was no YouTube. There was no, so they might have been in their little factions and stuff, or like on Oxford Street talking about you like hip hop. But we didn't really know them like that. But I knew my cousin and the crew, so that's where that came from. And he was big like in Northwest London and stuff.
Okay, so that led you to teaming up with Adrenaline?
Adrenaline I met in secondary school in 96.
Wow.
Yeah, he came, when I started, he came a bit later. I met him in 96. And he was rapping as well. And and I was like, my brother produces and stuff, come let's rap. And we just started rapping. It was like, we'd come home after school. He'd be like, and he was always on it more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He'd come after school and he'd be like, we gotta write. Those days you just write. Come home, we just put on a beat, we just have our books and just be writing, and then we spit your bars to him, and we learn each other's bars so that if we ever got in a battle, you know, we could back each other up and stuff. So those exciting days, man. Every day, basically, you'd write. Every day, like, did you write today? Why not? So you'd be writing every day. I wish I could still write every day.
You probably could if you put your mind to it.
If I had the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, those days you'd write every day, and then we got to Choice FM. They put on a competition.
I know. I was there.
Were you there? Apologies.
Hey, I'm a South Londoner, innit?
Of course. Yeah,
And them times I was there. I was in the crowd, bruv. Me, my brother, one of my brethrens, like, because obviously. So what? That was must be like 98, right? Yeah. So I'm about to leave secondary school, showing my age, and I'm already in my mindset that right, I'm the UK's answer to Diddy. This is gonna be me, like, so. Yeah, we're going and we're gonna watch and we're gonna see what the talent is, and you know, and it was a vibe, man. The Crystal Palace place was packed.
Yeah,
like it was, you know, there was three tiers of seating.
Yeah.
Like it was busy. And it was not super rowdy, but
2,500 people, I think.
Like there was a serious atmosphere there.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously Choice FM, big dogs back in there. I still weren't listening to Capital Extra, like out of protest for it. Like it was a big deal. So for that to be like a debut performance.
Yeah, I mean, we performed like I remember performing like in a year group assembly to a year, and that was it. Like we did a rap for Comic Relief. I remember. The teachers let us rap. But apart from that, I remember he kept Adrenaline came up to me and was like, "Choice FM are doing a competition. We got to do it, bruv. Got to do it." Again, he was on it. He was like the one that was, you know, I was laid back. I was the more laid back one. And I was like, all right, yeah, let's do it. And we went to do the auditions in Brixton. And at the time, Destiny Child had just come out. So all of the auditions, all the girls were just singing No, No, No. I think it was. Yeah, No, No, No. They were singing No, No, No. I was like, what's going on? And then we went to audition and we had our instrumental on the DAT tape. If you know about DAT tapes, you know about DAT tapes. Yeah. And we gave it to the guy and he played it and we went on stage. And it was, I don't know what happened. Whoever recorded it on the DAT tape messed it up or whatever. It was just mad low. Very low. Couldn't even hear it. So we were like, stop the music. And we just did it a cappella. We made the crowd clap along. We just rapping our hearts out. And then we got through. We got through as finalists. And then, yeah, that's when you were there at Choice. I didn't even know you were there. That is crazy. And it was us in the final. It was Royston.
Yeah.
Our army guy. Still about now. SAS. As well were there. And then there was rappers from South. I think Juvenile Rockers, they were there. I wish there was, I mean, we had footage at some point, but I wish I could still catch that footage. No, that was fun, man. We went on stage in suits. We had suits on with trainers. We were just...
How did that feel? Like, what was that like? Being, I don't know if you can remember and draw back on it, but what was it like kind of being on that stage and in front, like, this is different from in your school hall or whatever, you know?
We felt like because at the time, again, we were early. We were going studio when people didn't really have studio. We had our stuff on CD, like when home CD burners first came out. You know what I mean? We had our stuff on CD, so we thought we should be out. I remember Jenny Francis even played our stuff at some point before or after, one of the two. So we thought like we're the first rappers, like we're gonna be out, we're gonna be big, we're gonna blow. Like we thought, I think we just took it as, yeah, it's meant to happen.
Confirmation.
Yeah, it's meant to happen. And even backstage, again, we came ready. And there was a camera going around, like someone with a camera on their shoulder, a big camera. And I remember SAS was rapping, and we were rapping to the camera, like a little cypher, proper old school. And yeah, we went on stage. I remember having so much confidence on stage.
No nerves.
No nerves.
Wow.
No, I don't know why. It doesn't even make sense if I think about it. But no nerves. We just wanted to get on stage. And yeah, I just felt like, we're gonna make it. This is like the first of many, basically.
Yeah.
Choice FM, like, yeah, we didn't win. It was Royston.
Royston cleaned
up singing Usher. I think it was nice and slow.
Unfortunately, it was a bit of a no-brainer.
Yeah, cool. He killed it.
Yeah.
He killed it. But yeah, that was good times.
Amazing experience.
Yeah. I think I still got like the band. What's it called?
The wristband.
The wristband. I still got the wristband
Yeah.
in my NRA. You know about the NRAs?
Mm-mm.
National Record of Achievement. That book
Oh,
that you get.
yeah.
I still got that.
Put it in there.
Yeah. But that was exciting times.
Did you see that as a kind of catalyst for you to kind of keep pushing on?
Yeah, definitely. We carried on over after that. I think we did an album after that. We put together an album, had that on CD, sold it in the local record shop on sale or return. And you go in with like 50 copies, come back in a week, and if you've sold any, then they give you the money after that. And then yeah, we carried on. We went to college. Even like I remember we went to St. Charles College in Ludwig Grove, and for the open day, we went to the open day. We ended up in the music room. Someone was playing an instrumental, and we were just rapping. Like at the open day, we meant to be looking at this college. We were just rapping at the open day. Yeah, it just carried on. We were really from that old school era of like just I rapped and we just rap on road and just battle someone on these streets. Yeah.
And were there many platforms then for you to kind of to put your music out on and get it out there?
No, there was I guess everyone aspired to be on Westwood. Basically, that was it. That was Westwood in those days was really, really respected as like the guy, and all the Americans would come and rap on the show. And I remember there was a time he used to do like a phone in, and UK rappers would phone in, and I don't know how it worked, but he played the beat on the radio and then rap over the phone, basically. And that was like the best you could do. That was the furthest you could go.
And even then, there wasn't that much of a spotlight on it. It was all about the Americans.
Nah, you'd sell your CD like in the barbershop. You sell it, and then just hope it would get bigger. I can't even think of what platforms we were aiming for in those days.
Because this is before Channel U,
before YouTube, before Facebook, before Insta, before
MySpace. MySpace was really the first social media platform that artists were able to really jump on and really start spreading the word and kind of building that fan base.
And MySpace was like when I got back from uni. That must have been like 2005 plus.
05.
Yeah, something like that. 2006.
And it evolved and shifted to Facebook and Twitter and so forth.
Yeah.
And it grew from there. So, Duo broke up.
I went to uni in 2001. Showing my age.
Still kept on rapping?
Yeah, and that's the thing. So, a journalist sort of, I think he had to focus a bit more on himself, because I went off to uni and he was like, he went to college and he had a fight, and, went to a different college and all this stuff, and he was like, I just got to fix myself. But I went to uni and I was actually Diddy in uni. It was so funny. I ran a society. I ran like the biggest society on campus. It wasn't the Afro-Caribbean Society for some reason though. It was called the R&B Society. And it was quite a big society. We used to put on big raves and stuff. So that's what I was doing in uni. That was what I was known for. And I just ran that society for a couple of years. Just putting on these big raves all the time. But I was rapping as well, in the background. But again, I don't. All we had was email. I didn't really promote it to that society. I was just rapping in the background. I remember meeting a guy that played guitar. And I think that might have been my first taste of like live music. He played guitar, so he used to come out to my house and we used to record a couple of tunes. So because I knew how to record myself at that point, I could self-sustain and carry on rapping. Whereas I guess Adrenaline still needed studio. I needed to be around or to be getting a studio at that point. So because I had a little sound card and my PC and I was just recording my own stuff, so I just carried on.
Did you miss having that partner?
Yeah, but I guess it also taught me that I could do it myself, and taught me that I wanted to. Because Adrenaline was always the one to push it on, like, yeah, we should do a new album now. We should do this. We should go and battle those guys in the corner. Like he was always Adrenaline. He was literally that, and I guess when I left and I went to uni, I realised I still had that driving me without being driven, which I guess is important to realise. You realise you're not being pulled along, like you're actually driving as well, but just at your own pace. So, yeah, I carried on writing, carried on recording bits, which was good. And then got out of uni. And by the time Myspace came, I think I had like a solo album sort of thing, EP, album-y kind of thing that I put on MySpace. And I was just... I can't remember what happened around those times. When did we start the live scene? I think it was as soon as I got back from uni.
So I kind of remember meeting you probably around 08, 09.
Yeah.
Like you weren't around when I first started up my events. But I remember I used to work on another event called Writer's Block. And,
Yes.
And the guys there were like, Incisive, he's the one, like Ash, like you don't know. Like, and I did this event at Cargo called Uncut, where we booked Shaka and Nadine Charles for it.
Okay.
And the Remedies were playing. And yeah, I remember you coming down, I was like, yeah, no, I like that tune. I like that tune you do, that Nothing Else Compares.
Oh, wicked, yes.
Because that was like, yeah, that was my tune for you. That was your tune that kind of hooked me in. Yeah, this is my thing. Like, this is that soulful hip hop vibe. You've got the elements of that 70s, 80s. There's a nice groove, and then your flow just sits so nicely over it. When the beat comes in, there's a bit that really just gets your head going on that tune, like, and and from that, I was kind of hooked, and I was a supporter, I was a fan. And I reckon it was maybe 2010 or 2011, something along those lines, when we booked you for the Rhythm Factory gig, where we got you in with the boys, which was funny as well, because I remember that those rehearsals being frustrating, because you're like, no, you just get the beat like this, like, you know, it's good, but it's not quite. And you were, it's funny when you're talking about the control.
Yeah, you see it
earlier on. Yeah. Looking back, it was clear in those rehearsals before that gig that I was like, I'm sure we're getting this right. Like, I'm sure we did, and you still weren't quite happy, and you know, just wanted to kind of change it and modify it and kind of get it where it needed to be, which again is growth and learning. And you know, kind of listening to some of those interviews, you talk about, I'm not on a PA, I don't want to do PA, always live. What made you kind of switch to that? What is it about live that makes you kind of put that above just, I'm just going to go on my own and do a PA track? Because essentially, if you're doing that, then you are in control.
You're in control, but you're not in control of the quality that you can reach. You're not in control of giving the audience your best, basically. So I'd rather just not do it.
And how does live make your experience that you're giving them the best? What is it about that?
I think the energy of the band, I think the just how it sounds. I think a lot of my music is geared towards being played live, and it really takes it to another level when it is played live. I think I understand. Some people play their stuff live and it sounds completely different from the original, and I really hate it when it does that. Like, they go too far. Mm-hmm. But I like keeping in the same vein as the music. It's still just, I don't know, I can't describe it. It's almost like sounds mad, like spiritual. So I realised the other day, I went to see Hamilton, the play. And I was watching it. That is phenomenal. Have you seen it?
Nah.
Wow, that is a show. And I was watching it, and when I finished, I realised, like, when I'm watching it, I get this feeling, and I've always had this feeling. I just pinpointed it when I was watching Hamilton. I get this feeling when I'm listening to music sometimes, and it's like goosebumps, but it's like from the top of your head, and it's like a sparkle sort of, and it just trickles all the way down your body. Do you know what I'm talking about?
When it's right.
When it's
done right, there is
right.
no feeling that compares
But
to
there's
it at all.
actual physical feeling that I get. And I had to Google it the other day because I thought I'm crazy. Because when I was watching Hamilton, I got this feeling and it's like when the tune maybe on the last chorus and the chorus double repeats and the band takes it to another level.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit.
100%.
You get that feeling.
100%.
And it literally is like bubbles shooting off from the top of my head, sparkling down my whole body. It's almost like a musical orgasm. That's the only way I can describe it. And I Googled it because I was like, this is mad. And I found someone else who has this exact feeling as well, and they call it oh wait, let me find it because I had to actually copy and paste what they were talking about. American Life contributor Andrea Siegel, where she related having a specific sensation to the sound of a whispering voice. You know, when someone whispers in you like that. Mm. She described it as this tingling throughout my skull. It was like starbursts in my head, starbursts that open on the crown and then sparkle down the nape like this warm, glittering water rushing under your scalp. As I listened, I learned there's a name for this feeling. It's called Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, ASMR for short. It's a feeling I personally experienced since youth, and one recent weekend whilst mowing the grass and listening to Justin Timberlake sing Suit and Tie. That part where he's like, let me show you a few things, let me show you a few things. It sets a trillion tiny, euphoric, graceful as Fred Astaire dancing ants in motion. My scalp is their happy dance floor. And that exact feeling, like some people will listen knowing exactly what that feeling is, like that exact feeling from the top of your head, sparkling down. That is my why.
Maybe not that tune, but...
Maybe not that tune, yeah. But yeah, that's...
Not that it's a bad tune, but yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that feeling as well, I feel like you cannot catch that feeling. Well, you can, but it's much easier to catch that feeling and catch that essence in live music, basically. That makes me get that feeling. And that feeling, I think, is the reason I've just continued this whole time. And that's what I love about live music.
And do you think you've been able, or you're at a place now where every time you go on stage, you're able to give that experience and create it?
I feel like I can. I feel like, but my live performances are few and far between at the moment just because of what I perceive to be time and stuff. I'll say what I perceive to be time because you can change it and you can if you really want to. But and if I just feel like it's worth it at the time. I'm so picky now, just with like me and my me.
I mean, are you not in a place now where you don't need a promoter? You can just go book the venue and have your own headline show or Incisive and Friends and just
I did that. I
do
did
that for you and just
I did
done.
that a couple of years ago, but I mean, every time you do it, there is still that element of fear, I guess. There is that element of fear. There is that element of, am I in that space? Have I been consistent enough recently? Do people still know me? Do the people that know me still have time to leave their house? Do the new people care enough? You've still got that fear as an artist, I guess, to do that. And I feel like, sometimes I do feel like it's the juice worth the squeeze, i.e. like all that rehearsing and playing the black band and dragging along the drum kit to the show and doing all this stuff. If I do all this, because I put in a lot, if I do all this and it's not sold out, man. Because you even get that feeling when you do a video sometimes, but I just can't stop myself doing it. But at least that's just me. And I'm able to do it at a low budget because I can do a lot of it myself. But if it's band, like I have to let go of budget and I have to do it. But I guess that is the fear as an artist. You do have that fear even when you release a tune. People are gonna care. Like, especially you don't want to hit the hit. Look at the stats and the hits. Like, you still do, and you still do want your little win, even if it's just 1,000 views. Like, even if it's just 2,000, you still want like just to know. But even if you get 10,000, I've seen people with like 50,000, 100,000 views not be able to fill up a show. I've seen that. But I'm gonna do another show soon. I think I'll be fine. But it's interesting that like everyone always says that, yeah, you'll fill it up, no problem. But I don't trust people. I don't trust people in general. I don't know, man. Are you gonna come?
There is that. There is that though, you know, and people will say that they'll come and they don't.
They don't come.
They don't come. They don't make it, and it is what it is.
I don't trust people, and some flashes do make you doubt people. Even like I did a live premiere of Supernova on YouTube. I figured out like, oh, you can premiere it live, so it airs the video airs at a specific time, and everybody watches it at the same time. I did that when my last music video release, and I've messaged everyone, and I've done an email to my email list and stuff, and I did it. And the numbers were poor, like in there. Again, I'm not a numbers person, but these are like my people that I've sent it. Come watch my video live with me at 7 o'clock or whatever. And after it finished, I had about 200 and something WhatsApp messages. Oh, sorry I missed it, blah blah, sorry I missed it. I was thinking, right. Like there wasn't even half of that number of people in there. So all these people.
But do you not think in their mindset, I can watch a YouTube video
later?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't watch a gig later.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're in it and you're there.
You do have to remember that and just.
It's the age of convenience.
Yeah, it is that's why sometimes people won't come out. That's what I feel like still. And then if I go to all that effort, because it is a lot more effort for me to do all of that, put together a live show. And then it has to be right because, again, I'm a control freak. So I want to know the venue. I want to know the acoustics in the venue. I want to know the engineer on the night. I want to know.
Yeah. It makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference.
It makes a difference.
But yeah, I guess I should. But also, say I did the live show, but I feel like I don't want to keep doing live shows to the same people over and over, because you could do that as well.
Yeah, well, if you gig the circuit.
But I don't want to gig the circuit.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think you need to.
Yeah. But if I did my own, so if I put on my own live show, which I did a couple of years ago, and that was great for me. If I did my own live show and it sold out, could I do it again next month?
No,
exactly. That's what I mean.
You can't.
That's what I mean.
That's not how it works.
Because it's going to be the same people.
Really, yeah. And the same people won't come.
They're not going to come. That's what I mean. So I feel like maybe because I did it a couple of years ago, I can do it again now, but I'm not going to do it all the time.
No.
I'm going to do one this year, in fact. But yeah, live, I got into live because of Shaka. So at some point, when I got back from uni, and we were working from when I was in uni, before uni. But at some point when I got back from uni, he was really early in his career, and he called me one day, and he was at a rehearsal room with some other kids from his music school that he went to on Saturday. He was just rehearsing. He had some random show, and he was rehearsing. And so he said, yeah, come through. So I went, and it was like a 7-8 piece band. It was ridiculous. Like, it was massive.
Yeah. I remember it starting out.
He had tongs, he had someone on saxophone, he had like 2 bass players for some reason. It was just weird. It was mad. And I was like, this is weird. But I loved it. At the same time, like, you know, and so that was my real introduction to like a live band and stuff. And I was like, well, this is sick. And I went and watched the show, and it was messy, but I saw it. Do you know what I mean? And then I think he wanted me to do one of our songs together. So they learned my song, and I guess I heard my song live as well. And I was like, oh, this is really it. This is it. And again, because of the nature of how they work together, he was the MD. So I can't say I learned how to MD, but that's how I work. I learned to manage the band myself, and, you know, MD the band myself. And since then, we continued to run the circuit, basically. We ran around the whole circuit a couple times. And at that time, I guess I was bigger than him at that time. So as I got more shows, I'd bring him, and I'd get asked to do a show, and I'd say, look, come and do a song with me. But also, so he'd do my BBs for most of my songs, in fact. But also, when the show starts, he'd come on stage and be like, hi everyone, I'm not Incisive, my name's Shaka. And he'd perform a song first and then call me on stage, and that was the hustle, basically.
Nice.
So you get to perform first, and I come on, and he performed a song called Talk to Me that was like his opening song. So that's what we used to do. So I think that's where like my love of live really developed, and we just carried on doing more and more live. So it didn't even make sense. That's really where my performance started. Aside from Choice FM, we started off doing live, so it didn't make sense to go backwards to PA. Whereas most rappers these days start PA, and at some point they develop to live when it's called on them to do a live session one extra live lounge, or they have to do it at some point.
I think it's getting more common now.
Yeah.
Because live is where you make your money. Like, and if you don't have a banging live show, people aren't gonna come.
Yeah.
People aren't gonna, and obviously, grime UK rap has the ears of the public, so the bookings are there for you and the money is there for you if if your
I think
show
it's
rocks.
difficult though. I think like there's two strains of audience and two strains of music that demand and don't demand live. Basically, if you've got like a lot of this trap drill stuff, it's always gonna sound better PA. Like the 808s knocking.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Even with like all of the sound
Even
cards and all of the
SPs,
triggers and
all
stuff.
of that. Nah, I think some like especially at festivals, like you don't want to hear gigs with a live band.
No.
You don't. You don't want to go to like wireless festival and see gigs on stage and there's a live band playing and it's not knocking like it would if you got like a fully mastered just PA playing. You want to feel that bass in your chest. That's what these kids want to feel. And I think that's what keeps it away. In a different environment, if he's doing like a little niche sort of show and you hear the live version of a couple of tunes, you might think, oh yeah, that's sick. But for that strain of music, I feel like you just want to hear it knock as hard as possible. Which is a shame. I think that because I don't think live fits. And some records I just don't feel like fit with live. Some records you just want the full original. And then you got a different strain of festivals and music that live is always better in that respect. And I feel like mine sits in there as well.
I was going to say, do you see where you sit in this mishmash of UK grime and rap and hip hop and what,
I said to myself the other day, like, what other rapper can I sit down with in terms of like just being in that box category and in that field? I can't think of any.
No, there's too many with their niches. Like, I would probably say Ty is as close as you're gonna get, but even his
Ty's
sound
is in my head. He's further more to the much more traditional, twangy.
Whereas there is more of an R&B soul element to your brand of hip hop, should we say?
Yeah.
Whereas his is, I don't like saying backpacker, but it is that, and also there's a lot of African influences in his in his sounds that he kind of puts out. Sons of Zeus, and what they're doing,
possibly,
but they don't. I don't think they really touch on the R&B, and I think it's a little bit newer than what you do.
Yeah.
To be fair.
So I literally feel like I'm just in the field by myself, which is weird as well. And
how does that work for you?
I only realised that the other day. Like in terms of just where you fit. I think that's what a lot of like the mainstream radio stations have issues with as well sometimes. It's actually doesn't fit anywhere. But again, I'm beyond all of that stuff, so I'm cool just making my music and putting that out to whoever likes it. Basically. I think it is strange though. Like there's not many rappers that, I can't think of any, that are still putting out music now.
That might be the thing though.
That are still putting out music now that can fit in where I am.
It might be that they've just all stopped.
Yeah, it's really
and they've fallen off.
They've just stopped, or and I can understand it. You get mad at the game. You do get really mad at the game. The game is not fair.
Life's not fair though.
Life's not fair, but the game's really not fair. And I understand it. I understand the frustration. You make music and you walk out really thinking this is the best music of all time. And you think this is not like that rubbish that those guys put out, and this is not like that, and this production is like, look what this guy had to do, and I got a live bass guy, and and then you just do it, and it falls on deaf ears in your eyes. I can understand the frustrations with people that rap in my lane and why they would stop, but
is that the biggest challenge you faced in the game?
Yeah, I think it's accepting where you are and accepting your why as well. But really accepting it. You know, people say I don't care about views, but you care about views, bro. You do, though. Don't lie. But it's getting to that point where you actually do not. And to say it's one thing, but to actually not. I don't care about views 95%, I feel like. But 5% of me, come on, man, it's got to be more than 100 views. What's going on? Like, my video got stuck at 300 views the other day for time, and I was thinking, right. I know there's something wrong with it's stuck on the same number for time, but still, I was thinking, 300 views, what's going on? What do you mean? I was mad, but then I was like, no, but you don't care. I was like, but I care that it's that low, though. Like, just give me like 1,000 and I'll be good. And it did go up in the end, but it's really difficult to not care. Like, it's I don't know, I think with age and stuff, I've just got, like, even like, I don't care for money like that anymore, which sounds really strange. And I guess you can say it if, you know, again, like, I'm doing all right, but I understand what's important. Do you know what I mean? For me, I understand what's important for me. And I genuinely place more importance on other things like love and like time. Time is like, when you realize time is like the most valuable thing. Time with people, and then time in general, like, but it takes a while to get there.
You got to experience life.
You got to experience life. It takes a while to realize that you will choose the time door over the £10 million door. It takes a while to really realize that I'll just walk through the time door, please. Time with people, though, I should say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when you're able, like, it's like when you're able to get to that level of like, you know, like that yoga level, that's when you can really enjoy your music. I feel like, because I can go through the love of music door as opposed to 1 million views. Like, I really, and it's just to get that feeling. So,
are you there yet?
I feel like I'm 95% there. That's why I still make music.
Okay.
There's no other reason for me to make music at this point in life. I'm not the youngest guy anymore making music. I've got a family and I've got a career outside music that I could be fine in life on. There's no reason, like, and I'm beyond the hype. Like, I don't care for hype or like the clout and stuff. I've always been like a low-key person. Like, I don't put certain things on the gram in general. Like, I'm just always been like that. Like, we used to buy champagne in the clubs when I used to go out. Not for the clout. I like the taste of champagne. I like what it does to me, and I like what it doesn't do to me in the morning after. But we used to buy bowls of the stuff and put it in a bucket and hide the bucket like under the chair and that. You know what I mean? So that's really like, we don't want the clout. No sparklers, please. Seriously, don't, like, no sparklers. Just bring it quiet. I mean, like, I've always been like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not for the clout. It's really just because we just want it.
Yeah.
That's where it is. Rap with no sparklers.
So, you touched on it, family. How has fatherhood kind of changed you and your relationship with the game?
I think time, again, I think the most important thing is time. And fatherhood does take away your time for other things and makes you apply it to that. And you love it and you want to be there through all the stages, and so you got to take away from the music. You got to take away from going to studio after work and coming back at 4 a.m. for 2 weeks. You can't do that, bro. Or I always say it as well. Like,
you can, but
you can to attain a certain level of success in anything. I think we realized this like last week. Me and my brother were talking. To attain a certain level of success, not normal success, but like super successful level of something, there needs to be a sacrifice somewhere in your life.
100%.
A sacrifice. You know, a lot of really successful artists might just not have kids or might not have like a full-time girlfriend or whatever. That they'll do it after their success because you've sacrificed that. Or you sacrificed like just normal life, normal living, going on holiday when you're in your 20s. You sacrificed that. Like, you didn't do that because I was just out here just making music. Or there has to be a certain level of selfishness, a certain level of sacrifice. Even like those CEO guys like run a Fortune 500 company, they might have all the money, but their kids don't get that time, bruv. Like, I'm flinging money at you, go private school, but you won't see me. That's the sacrifice they choose to make.
Mm.
And I realised in life as well, I wasn't willing to sacrifice. I wasn't willing to sacrifice as much as I needed to sacrifice to super succeed at rapping at that level, at that other mainstream level.
Yeah.
I wasn't willing to do it. Like, I've always liked nice things. I always wanted to, like, I wasn't willing to quit my job and do that. I like to have money. I've always had, like, more than normal.
Mm-hmm.
I've always gone on nice holidays. Always. So, had I had sacrificed all of that stuff, quit my job, doing music full time, that's the sort of level of sacrifice you need. And not just quit music. I mean, people do it whilst they're still doing a job, but maybe like not having kids now. You know what I mean? That level of sacrifice. But I actively realised that I didn't want to sacrifice that stuff. And so fatherhood, I'm not sacrificing being a dad and being involved at that level as well. And so music will be the sacrifice. The time that you allocate to music will be the sacrifice. So the output level drops and the amount you can go to shows and dedicate to shows drop, and that's how it affects it basically.
Different season.
Different season and different level of attention to your artistry. It has to be. Or you sacrifice somewhere else.
Mm.
That's the choice when you have a kid, basically. And I'm, as a dad, I'm fully involved. Like, I'm involved. I'm involved. I mean, like, I'm changing nappies. Saturday mornings, we're doing maths and that. We're doing reading. What's going on? Let's learn how to read. You're 2. I don't care.
That's the one.
Yeah,
that's the one.
I'm at that. I want to be that involved, and so doing that will take away from the music. I want to do bedtimes and bath times. I want to do all that.
And it flies as well.
Before
Before we know it, they're going to be big people, and they're not going to need that attention from you. They're going to need a different type of attention from you. But
exactly.
you're not going to see that anymore. You're not going to have that little kid running up to you asking for a cuddle, or you're not putting me to bed anymore. Yeah, I was talking to one of my friends. He's got a 10-year-old, and he went and put him to bed the other day, and he's like, Dad, don't get used to this. Like, this ain't happening too much longer now.
This is the end now.
Like,
the end of the world.
And he was like, shut up. But it is that, and you have to. I know in my part, it's just being there, and it's being in it and soaking it up, every single drop that I can get of it, and just being there. Like, I think as a father as well, you hear so many of these horror stories. Like, there's a lot on the dad. Like, you are responsible for a lot of the way that your child turns out. And kind of, even though you're not necessarily always the primary caregiver, like, I think dads get undersold, and their role gets undersold so much.
Definitely.
It's easy to just think, it's all right, I can just go to work and I don't have to be there. You do have to be there. And I don't think people get it until it's too late, unfortunately, and the damage is done. But and
it's not that you can't do it. It's not that you cannot continue with what you want to do when you have a kid. But there is some give and take. Even if you've got the childcare and your kid could be with this person every day and it's cool, you got all that sorted. Like, you're giving and taking.
No, you're not there.
Basically.
You can't go to the assemblies.
You can't, basically. Like, you can go on, even if I go on tour, if I were to go on their tour, I did a tour just before she was born. And that was just a UK tour, but we got up and down at M1 every day or whatever. I was thinking, right, if I got the kid, how am I gonna... I can do it, I can, if I want to, but I don't want to.
Yeah, they come with you.
I don't want to do that.
Or they don't see you.
Yeah, basically. Or you, and, I've got a kid and I'm still doing music, I'm still putting it out, but I know the output is not as much as it would be if I could just dedicate all of my time to music. All of my evenings, all of my weekends, all of that. And
you're at peace with that?
100%. This was the choice. This was the choice. And I realised I chose that. It didn't choose me, luckily. I chose that. But I chose that from quite early. Like, there were points in life I could have, those fresh out of uni times, I could have just not got a job and just, I'm doing music now. I wanted a job. I wanted to buy that A3 at the time. I mean, I wanted to drink that champagne in the club. I wanted that, you know what I mean? Like, I did want that. I wanted to go on the holidays. I did. Like, I know some artists that are successful now that did not do that in those years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The levels of sacrifice.
All right. So what's next?
Oh, it's difficult. I'm putting out music now as I want to. But someone said to me the other day, like, it feels like you're just putting out music when you want to. But this was like a, someone in radio. And they were like, where's the consistency? It feels like you're just putting out music when you want to. And essentially, I am putting out music when I want to. But for all intents and purposes of, like, those bodies, like, the radio, they want to see that consistency. Even to an extent, your fans want to see that consistency as well. You can't just be putting out music when you want to. You get really frustrated like a Nas supporter. Like, you're putting out music when you want to. Every 2 years, you got an album, then you just disappear. Like, where's your music? So I understand that, although I can just put out music when I want to, I do need an extra level of consistency. So I am trying for that. That's what's next. So continue to put out music that I love. I'm doing an album now as well. I shied away from that for a while. I did an album 2010.
I know, there's been lots of mixtapes, lots of EPs.
Lots of EPs and mixtapes, maybe 6 or 7.
I mean, is there a place for the album in today's world?
It's not for a place, it's for a place for me. That's the thing. When you can walk through that door, you're just free of everything. So you don't have to think about, the radio's not going to play it or stuff. Like, I want to do an album now. I just want to be able to just put together an album and just say, this is my next album now. Album number 2 after one album and 8 mixtapes or whatever. Let me do an album now. Just so I can do another album. If it falls on the right side of things, great. If it just falls on my existing fans and a couple people, then okay. I've done it though. I'll still play it in my car and get that feeling.
Yeah.
I'll still drive in circles and get that feeling.
But now you've got your daughter to listen to it as well.
My daughter listens to my music, which I'm really happy with. That it's clean. And it's been clean from before she was born. So I can play it in the car and it's cool for her. That was important to me at a point. That was growth, I guess. When I was rapping with Adrenaline, my music was explicit. Like hardcore rap, like I'm in the motherfucking swearing for no reason, you know what I mean? And then I think at just one point it just clicked to me, like, what's going on here? It doesn't make sense. I can't do this music that I love so much. I cannot even play it to my mum in the car and just be proud of it with my head high. I have my head down because she'll be like, why are you swearing so much? Why are you swearing so much? There was just a day I just clicked and I was like, why am I swearing so much? Like, this is not live. Like with live TV, anything could go wrong. But if you're recording your TV show, live, anything could go wrong. The kids could go crazy working with pets. Pets could start jumping out the window and stuff. You don't know what's going to happen. But if you're recording it, like as a normal recording that you can edit, and you can edit that part out. You can change it. Like when I'm writing stuff, I can edit that swear word out and change it for something. Surely I can think of something else to express that without that. Which is funny because I did a song called UPS. So my songs have been clean for 12 years or something. I did a song called UPS. That was the first song in ages that I swore in. But that was because when I was writing it, I thought there's no other word to say than a swear word. And I think the line is underrated, uncelebrated, unappreciated. I understand and I ain't jaded. And even though I make this dope shit, I understand why I ain't made it. You know what I mean? And I felt like I had to say it. Like, even though I make this dope, like, what else can I say? This really good music? No, bro. Even though I make this dope shit. That is the line. It needed that. And that's the only time I felt like it needed that, and it did need that in my head. So it's not that I won't swear, but I just don't. I only swear if it's necessary, and it's hardly ever necessary. If you can go back, if it's not live. In a live scenario, when I'm just talking to you, I can swear. Live scenario, you burn your hand on the cookie, like, shit, fuck. That's live though, like that's just knee jerk off the top.
Yeah.
But we're not recording off the top. We got time to go back, so yeah, I can play my stuff to my daughter.
And what are you gonna do if your daughter says, "Dad, I want to be a rapper"?
Oh, mate, that's the question, isn't it? I mean, I'll let her be a rapper. Do you know what I do though? I think I'll tell her, because luckily I subconsciously chose to choose my path and not sacrifice what I didn't want to sacrifice and to sacrifice what I did. But a lot of people, I feel like, go through life not realizing that at this point you need to sacrifice or to not sacrifice. And if you do this now, then this will happen and this. I feel like a lot of people just go through. For example, I'm buying my next house. I'm looking at the next house. I'm looking in Essex. I'm looking at all these different places. And there was a point, me and my missus went to Dubai. We went to Dubai before the Dubai wave. We went like 2010 or something like that. And we saw my missus' cousin out there. And he was like, "You should come out and live here, man. Like, I moved out here. I lived here. It's like the life." And I saw quite a few people from London that I knew out there, like expats, just working out there, all tanned, enjoying life. And I was thinking, man, what's going on? And we came back and we thought about it and we were like, nah. But there was no real reason. We didn't have kids. There was nothing. And only now I realised at that point we had so much freedom to do it. We could have done it. Do you know what I mean? But nobody's really explained the level of freedom you got at certain ages to do stuff. And the fact that later on in life you can do it, it's going to be 10 times more difficult to do it. Like once you've got a kid and, you know, you've got a mortgage now and you've got...
Your 20s.
Yeah.
Your 20s, you can do a lot.
Exactly. So this is what I would tell my daughter. Like, there's so much. If you want to do music and you really want to do it, then you can make the sacrifice here in your 20s. You might need to do this and you might need to do this. You might not be able to do this for now, but you got to make that sacrifice. Or if you don't and you feel like you could just do it, I don't feel like people can be super successful without that sacrifice somewhere, basically. And people do it subconsciously as well and just sacrifice without even knowing they're doing it. But I think it's good to know enough. That's what I'll tell my daughter.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Cool. Close to wrapping up. I will say thank you for all of your art and the output that you've put out there. Obviously, I've been a big supporter, as I've already stated. But your music has been my type of hip hop, and I think because we are of a similar age range, I probably appreciate it more than others do. But I do, and I'm thankful for all of the projects you put out. There's always been something on there. IFM, I catch so much joke from you. Even when you're dissing South, like I still catch so much joke from it. Yeah, you're an amazing artist, an amazing rapper, and you bring a lot of people through. Again, looking through those videos and all of the cameos, you pull so many people together through your music, and it probably doesn't get noticed as much as it should do. So yeah, thank you for everything you've contributed to the game.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to hear you saying you're going to have a second album. Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
It's exciting.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's exciting. Thank you so much for your support, man. Always been supporting from as far as I can remember. The live scene pop up. Basically, you were always there.
We try. So wrapping up, we've been in this game a good 10 years or more.
Longer, yeah.
If you could go back 10 years, what would you tell yourself?
Not a word. I don't think I'd say anything. I wouldn't say anything. I might watch a live show. I watched myself perform live 10 years ago. Wouldn't say anything. I'm happy. I'm happy with where I am.
That's brilliant.
I'm happy with where I am.
Music is remedy.
Thank you for getting to this, and so much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed it, and there was a lot of good content in there for you to take from it. I've no doubt I'll be sitting down with Incisive again some other time, because there was so much we didn't even cover. But anyway, if you're feeling it, if you like it, please just subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you're thinking, and stay locked for the next episode of the Music is Remedy podcast. Thanks guys, love.